Yo, what's going on, everyone? Sorry for the delay. Not sure what's going on. I know we got some crazy weather out there, man. Um, got a lot of things I want to kind of discuss, but just kind of want to just go over some of the things. We got some space news, guys. We got all kind of stuff in the news. Like obviously, we got stuff in Iran. Trump is once again walking back deadlines and trying to find an exit ramp for the shit show he got ourselves in. Um, I want to debunk a few things real quick. One being, guys, we've already debunked Trump is not trying to end a war in Iran that was started 47 years ago. Okay. That's untrue. It hasn't been true. Just stop it already. Okay. Uh Iran was months away from building a weapon. That was also untrue. All right. It's a tired ass talking point. Let's cut this out. All right. And this isn't a war since it wasn't formally declared by Congress. Guys, well, Vietnam wasn't a war by that logic. There's a whole bunch of wars that aren't wars based on that logic. We already know we debunked that nonsense. You know what I mean? But regardless, you know, that being said, I want to kind of keep it a little bit chill today, but uh there's been a lot of recent uh discoveries with the James Webb telescope, um such as, for example, right, we've been discovering black holes. The universe, guys, is older than it was than previously known, right? So we got, for example, like we got we got galaxies appearing only 280 million years after the Big Bang, right? So what that means is that after the Big Bang, there's this period where there's just too much activity for stuff to form properly, and yet when we're actually viewing the James Webb telescope and through all what they call redshifting and everything, we are finding way older galaxies, way older star formations. Um, yeah, so that means the universe, or at least the Big Bang, whatever that happens to be, is way older than what we predicted. We've been finding massive black holes, guys, and we've been finding really tiny black holes as well. So the range for which your black hole can the size can be, it's crazy. You know what I mean? And so there's sorry, getting calls right now from BMU. Hey, BMU, if you chopping it up or listening right now, bro, I'm just hosting the show right now on the platform. I just got it started, so I'm just gonna rock it with here. Um, yeah, guys, we also found an exoplanet that might be able to support life. Not that it has life, but that it might be possible to start the life, or might be able to hold life, right? It has a thick atmosphere and exists over a global magma ocean, right? And so it defies previous theories that small hot planets cannot maintain atmospheres, right? So that's a bunch of crap, right? We're finding the James Webb telescope, guys, is finding all sorts of stuff. It's really, really interesting. On top of that, guys, we had the mission to the moon. Hold on real quick, guys. BMU, what's up, man? Hey, did you see? I'm already started. Remember, I have my own little like stream thing. Yeah, remember, we was trying to just like connect it or something like that. But bro, if you actually like, here's what you could do. Hit my link, like go to my page, hit the link, and then just add. Yeah, but then I think it's just gonna be like a double because I'm not in that stream. You know what I mean? Yeah, so if you hit the link that I got pinned, and then you just I guess you come in and a guest and then just add your platforms, that way it's still stream on there. Ooh. Yeah. Well, I already started, bro. Alright, bro. Yep, technical difficulty. So anyway, yeah, guys, so we got the moon, the Artemis mission, 10-day mission to the dark side of the moon, scouting for potential, land bases, right? And doing surveys. That's pretty cool. I think this is the first time we've done a mission to the moon in like 50 years. Anybody, by the way, not just America. That counts for any country. The last time we did a mission to the moon was 50 years ago, right? Because really, there's not really much to learn about the moon once you've already done it. You know what I mean? But I still think it's cool. I still think the idea of a moon, of a base on the moon is dope. I don't care who you are. That's some sci-fi shit. That's awesome. Um, and so that'd be really, really cool. Unfortunately, guys, we got the EU energy chief warning the European civilians of the tough economic times ahead. Right. And so for anybody, you know, you ask anybody with any sort of background in the logistics, and they will tell about logistics, and they will tell you just how random ass shipping routes and facilities around the world can end up being the determining factor in a potential global depression. Now we're learning about Karg Island, the most critical oil hub for Iran, and for all the wrong reasons. The general public, including myself, wouldn't know or give a shit about this island if it wasn't for the massive disruption in the global supply chain. And what was the cause of that disruption? Our president started a war against Iran. And I'll let him tell you guys directly how much he doesn't give a shit about everyday lives, about the our lives, about the everyday people. So let me go ahead and pull this up so you guys can see it. Let's see.
The United States can't take care of daycare. That has to be up to a state. We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. You got to let a state take care of daycare, and they should pay for it too. They should pay. They have to raise their taxes, but they should pay for it. And we could lower our taxes a little bit to them to make up. But it's not possible for us to take care of daycare. Medicaid, Medicare, all these individual things, they can do it on a state basis. You can't do it on a federal. We have to take care of one thing, military protection, because the United States can't take care of daycare. That has to be up to a state.
Did you guys hear that? Okay. The dude don't care. Like daycare, Medicaid, Medicare. Fuck that. What's that got to do with anything? I don't care about none of that nonsense. You know what I mean? The dude just straight up told us, out straight out of the horse's mouth, guys, not the liberal media and the mainstream media, right? The people who just hate Trump. That's Trump who said that. All right. And by the way, Trump represents these clowns that are responsible for all the crap that we're dealing with, right? Let me show you what happened recently, guys. This company, Oracle, right? They just straight up from one day to the next fired 30,000 people globally. Straight up. Straight up. You know what? Due to the AI, due to all this crap, just from one day to the next, no notice, guys. Let me read Let me read the email these guys got so you guys can understand. We are sharing some difficult news regarding your position. After careful consideration of Oracle's current business needs, we have made the decision to eliminate your role as part of a broader organizational change. As a result, today is your last working day. I don't even need to read everything else, bro. You don't even need to read everything else. That's 30K. Wipe your hands clean, guys. And y'all know it. This is a tech company, Oracle, real quick, software development company, guys. Another company that had programmers programming their own demise, right? Coding their own demise. And on top of that, guys, but guess what? All these corporations, right? If you haven't noticed yet, one of the recurring issues I have with my fellow Americans is that this underlying loyalty to non-human entities like these corporations, like Oracle. Like, how many different ways do the elite have to show you that they don't give a single shit about you before you get it? They are actively trying to replace you with either cheap labor or a robot. If we actually showed this much energy and empathy toward each other like we do these corporations, the country would have been so much better today uh, than right now, than what we're experiencing right now. But of course, we got way more important shit to deal with. Like Trump making an appearance at a recent Supreme Court hearing, marking the first time a sitting president has ever been present during a hearing. The case currently being argued in court is about birthright citizenship, though the specific topic doesn't really serve as an explanation as to why he decided to break precedent. Right? But a lot of the shit doesn't make sense. So there's that. MAGA will tell you he's playing 5D chess on the hardest difficulty, but we all know better than to believe anything MAGA has to say about their leader. And we recently found out that Kristi Noem's husband has been dressing up as a woman on fetish websites. So y'all, oh man, this is bad. Like this is what our leaders are up to, guys. This is conservative.
Secretary Kristi Noem is asking for privacy and prayers tonight. She's said to be devastated by a report alleging her husband has been what is being called a cross-dressing double life. Senior national correspondent Rich Edson has details tonight. Good evening, Rich.
Good evening, Brett. Well, former Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and now President Trump are responding to a report regarding Noem's husband's alleged online activities. A spokesperson tells the Daily Mail that she's devastated and that, quote, the family was blindsided by this, and they ask for privacy and prayers at the time. President Trump tells the outlet he knew nothing about it, adding, wow, I feel badly for the family. If that's the case, that's too bad. The Daily Mail alleges it obtained hundreds of messages between Brian Noem and 3 women involved in a site where men cross-dress. The Mail posted several of these photos and writes Brian Noem allegedly sent women in the community $25,000 in virtual payments.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is asking for privacy and prayers tonight. She said
Are you conservative men okay? Like, seriously, are you guys okay? Like, it seems to be in this country, you guys are really struggling to embrace who you are. You know it's 2026, right? You can be who you want, bro. You ain't gotta be shamed. You ain't gotta be ashamed of it. And hey, to the husband of Kristi Noem, bro, you gotta watch out. If those puppies get any larger, Ice Barbie is probably gonna shoot them. So keep that in mind, big dog. She don't like large puppies. Oh man, this y'all are oh man. And then it coincide it's so funny because just a couple of days ago, what also happened, guys? The Supreme Court ruled 8-1 to strike down the ban on gay conversion therapy on grounds that it violated the First Amendment. So, I guess the conservative plan on putting a bunch of homosexual boys together in one room is really going to somehow make them not gay anymore. And I'm like, okay, something tells me praying the gay away doesn't work, right? But I don't know. It was that King Leo 2. Hey, how's it going, man? King Leo 2 on Twitch. How you doing, bro? So guys, the main topic tonight is about housing. All right. Last week I had talked about the red pill's negative effect on American men. And some of the way we can turn these red pill losers back into decent men. It's definitely possible. That's probably not going to be that difficult. They just need solid direction. I told you guys what the standards are, and I want to focus now on the solutions. So, being part of live panels in the manosphere space for a couple years now has exposed me to a large amount of interesting talking points. The rhetoric around the perceived problems is often vague and poorly defined, mostly centered around personal grievances, and the solutions to whatever issues being described manages to be so vague it actually doesn't address the core issues. Everybody talks about solutions, but solutions to what and how? Well, one problem we have in this country is that everyday Americans can't afford to live in their own country, specifically when it comes to housing costs. Rent continues to increase across the country, and while home prices have stabilized a little bit, overall cost is still ridiculously high, and interest rate on mortgages are still unappealing to home buyers. Well, I have a solution. How about we place Americans into homes and communities that already exist? There currently sits 15 million vacant homes in our country, waiting for a family to actually live in it. Does that seem a little bit confusing? Hear me out. A new Homestead Act, but instead of land, it's existing properties. Young Americans have been dreaming of owning their first home in an economy that makes it harder and harder to do so. A modern Homestead Act can give our Americans the opportunity of getting their own space, adopt a home, create wealth, develop DIY skills, and stamp their own identity on that crib. What are the goals? Well, to revitalize areas that are crumbling due to cost, especially with infrastructure. Provides Americans a way to create and grow wealth by rehabilitating an existing home. It helps provide a stable place to live. Provides hands-on training to gain natural skills like electrical repair, lawn services, and others. Would help stabilize rent prices as more apartment units are now freed up. Stimulates local economies due to an increase in service demands in the area, and it grants an opportunity to gain self-worth. How will we execute the project? Currently, vacant properties on the market longer than 2-3 years, bank owned, tax delinquent, or other distressed type of single multifamily homes will be sourced for first time home buyers. Local residents get first priority, followed by state residents. The price of the home available will be capped variably somewhere between 65 to 75% of median home price in the specific area. Also, a $30,000 to $50,000 one-time grant will be offered if determined that the home needs significant electrical and plumbing overhauls. This will enable the home to be in livable condition while the owner rehabilitates the rest of the property. Annual property taxes begin after 5 years, starting at 25% of the normal rate, gradually increasing to a full amount by the 10th year. What would be the requirements? Must be an American citizen, at least 21 years old, a first-time home buyer. One property per person or per household. Home cannot be on an HOA. The home must be a primary residence. You cannot rent out your home for 20 years. The home cannot be sold for 10 years. And the property must be completely rehabbed and up to code within 7 years. Now, obviously, these requirements can be altered. Obviously, none of this is set in stone. It's just a solution, a proposal, an idea. But there's a bunch of you who heard the requirements and went, nope, absolutely not. And that sort of response, that sort of hesitation, guys, that's exactly why this is a good idea. It honors the spirit of the original Homestead Acts in this country, as not everybody took the opportunity to expand westward for a chance to own and maintain their new land. This very reality is what makes my solution an opportunity, not a handout. What's going to be awesome will be to see the new creativity that comes out of our people with that renewed spirit, that new hunger, that new vigor, everything that goes into what makes the American dream. Some of y'all have the money to afford contractors to come in and build the place up. Some of y'all come from backgrounds where doing the renovations yourself was always going to be the easy part. Some of y'all are going to be struggling with the repairs and have a tough time meeting that 7-year deadline. Some will straight up fail, and others won't even bother with the program to begin with. Some will have their homes rehabbed faster than others due to a variety of factors, and all of that is perfectly fine because we are focused on the opportunity, not the outcome. Now, while this policy will benefit Americans regardless of gender and regardless of ethnicity, I want to speak to my men out there specifically right quick. Yes, it's government spending. So fucking what? Good luck naming a bunch of economic booms in our nation's history that wasn't directly linked to an increase in government spending. This solution helps revitalize communities in desperate need of some TLC. It helps keep local communities local, preventing neighborhoods from being gentrified by out-of-state and foreign investors. And it also increases your chances of actually getting laid. Don't act shocked. We all know getting laid is a primary motivator for men as a whole. There's a percentage of you out there who know damn well you can't bring a girl home because you still live with your parents and they're nosy as hell. Some of you can't get laid, and it's not because of your parents, it's just because of you. You don't have any skills in development or any skills developed. Is this solution guaranteed to solve that problem? No. But it does increase the likelihood of it getting solved in the near future. And that's more than enough for you to consider my solution. Don't pretend otherwise. Yeah, it's socialism. Deal with it. Y'all know I love my Cleveland Browns, no matter how garbage of a franchise they've been since they came back to the city in 1999. And yet, it pissed me off that our great state of Ohio gave a multi-billionaire $600 million in taxpayer dollars to help build a dome. And y'all know those tickets are still going to increase in price. Taxpayers will pay more to sit indoors and watch our team go 3-14. Socialism for billionaires is perfectly fine with most of you guys, but socialism for you and your family? Something, soft times create soft men, blah, blah, blah. So far, other than vague ideas about an undefined program a man has for a woman that you can never actually describe, random, out of context biblical scripture you can't even quote correctly, and some ridiculous perception of what a traditional woman should be, you haven't offered up any solutions that actually helps you achieve your goals. This is a solution you can adopt that shows women you actually care about somebody other than yourself. You want to be masculine and have some sort of rite of passage? Isn't it masculine fixing up your own home with your own hands, maintaining your yard? My wife certainly thinks so. Millions of other wives around the world certainly think so. The woman you hope to marry one day definitely thinks it's masculine. Unsurprisingly, it will be mostly men who will find all types of reason to dismiss my plan. While the argument is inevitable, it doesn't change the cold hard truth that I actually come up with viable solutions to argue back and forth over, while your digital daddy has offered absolutely nothing in comparison. You keep talking about the household and the village despite not living in your own house, barely being seen in the village. My solution aims to change that. And I'm offering a solution that focuses on everyday Americans, which includes you, not corporations and the ultra wealthy that designed the system to be this painful. All of these non human entities have been subsidized using our taxpayer money for decades. So an investment directly into individual Americans is long overdue. An investment into you, young kings, is long overdue. And this is one of the investments necessary to rebuild our nation. Let me be clear, this does not solve all the issues going on. No such policy has or ever will exist. This is just one of the paths we can take to get our country moving in the right direction again. We cannot be obsessed with guaranteeing outcomes, and my solution reflects as much. But personally, I will be obsessed with granting our people an opportunity with potential solutions to the many problems that plague our society. Other than Kamala Harris, nobody in the Democratic Party is offering up any sort of real structural reform when it comes to housing. And we all know the Republican Party doesn't give a shit about everyday Americans. So here I am, throwing a solution out there, hoping somebody will hear it. I absolutely want my fellow Americans to pick themselves up by the bootstraps. I just always found it highly disrespectful to expect that from those without any boots. And so, guys, if y'all want to hit the link before we call it early, I just wanted to talk about that, put that out there, man. Like, guys, we got so many homes out there, and my guys, I know y'all dreaming about this, man. Finally having your own crib, working on your own land with your own hands. And I ain't talking about no farm stuff, bro. I'm even just mowing the lawn every week, right? Doing little projects around the house. Like some of y'all, man, some of y'all just need the space and opportunity. Guys, right now, our economy is so bad, it's not giving people opportunity. The American dream is dead. Now it's just about American survival. So there's a solution, right? But we have to do something. We got 15 million homes sitting on the market, vacant, not being used by anybody. We're talking about everything from vacation homes to the Airbnb joints, your second or third home. And yes, guys, a lot of these homes that are just they're busted, right? They need some TLC. And a lot of you guys right now are paying your rent due every month is enough to pay for a mortgage. Right? Some of y'all monthly rent should have y'all sitting in a real nice house based on that monthly payment alone. And I'm talking about some of y'all mortgage payment or some of y'all rent payment wouldn't just cover the mortgage, it cover the mortgage and the utility bills. That's how sky high some of y'all rent is. Some of y'all know just based off these the cost of living and the numbers they put out there, you can actually afford that house that you've been seeing empty sitting in your neighborhood for years. Nobody plans on going in there anytime soon. Right? Our country likes to fearmonger about illegal immigrants and everything, but illegal immigrants aren't buying up the expensive ass homes on the market, right? Because they can't get mortgages, and they're not buying up the homes that need to be renovated. And guys, let's be clear. these homes are sitting on the sitting in our cities, in our communities, not generating any sort of revenue. Any sort of revenue. We are talking about, I place you in a home, or I place a family in a home, or I place even a single guy in a home. That's now already more money generating than it was previously when it's empty, because now that guy's paying for cable. Right? He's paying Spectrum for the good internet too, because heaven forbid the internet goes out when he's on the sticks, right? Now he's paying the electric bill. Now he's paying sewage. Now he's paying the water bill. Now he's paying the trash bill. Right? Just that alone is now, that home is now being now that home is actually has a family in there, or even one person in there. It's now beneficial to the broader neighborhood, instead of just sitting in the neighborhood rotting away. And I just think right now we need to do something. And I don't want to hear about it's going to cost too much, right? Because we keep finding a way. We're $40 trillion in debt, guys, and we keep finding a way to kidnap world leaders or start another war in the Middle East. We ain't got no problem finding money for that. So why can't we finally invest into us for a change? You know what I mean? Like and I think it's cool because, again, I like offering up solutions that I already got my crib. But y'all know me, man. I'm never on some, well, I got mine, so fuck everybody else. Like, I never been on that, man. I want as many people like hitting the dream like I did, man. But our country, I'm tired of this bootstrap. Everybody got a freaking we didn't all come from the same background. Or some of us lost the birth lottery, bro. Some of us, sometimes life sucks. Life sucks, then you die, bro. But I'm tired of us acting like we're too good to give each other a step up, a helping hand, while we give countries like Argentina and Israel that got universal healthcare and all this shit billions upon billions of dollars. I mean, guys, we screwed over our own farmers to help out a foreign country. Like, do we have to do that? No. And so before I go tonight, guys, I just really want y'all to just think about that for a second, man. Just, at what point are you going to be down for actually investing into your fellow countrymen? Not some CEO, not some ultra wealthy person who already has it made, who already is benefiting from the best of the best. When are you going to look at your fellow American and be like, yo, bro, I got you? I'm willing to support something like that. Because again, having families in these homes, that's something you can't even quantify. Even though it goes without saying that will lead to a massive economic boom in this country. And we really need something, because right now, guys, we are headed for global depression. So this was going to be really quick, guys. We kind of started off a rocky start, but it's cool. Just wanted to get this out there.